Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. Oh, I'm the hostess with the mostest. I forgot to tell y'all that. No, we are not going to be discussing the periodic table this evening or any of the elements on it. Even though I started doing a little bit of research on our next element, that is a part of the transition metals, something had come up and the creator wanted me to address it. Now, remember how we talk about being prepared for our people coming and getting in alignment and doing what we can on our part, and let the creator and the angels and the ancestors, work on our behalf. But sometimes it's not you. Sometimes you are waiting for your journey mates, right? And I'm so sorry in advance if you hear any sounds, right? I'm outside, so you might hear people talking, people laughing, animals, vehicles, just sounds of nature, right? Because I'm outside, all right? A lot of the times we get this notion that, I'm doing everything and I've done all that I can do. And you start growing weary, frustrated, and irritated with the process. Not realizing that you are right on time. You're right where you need to be. You are not delayed. You are not stuck. You're not held up, and you are not holding anyone up. You are the one waiting for your people to come to you. And sometimes that looks crazy. Like sometimes it starts to feel uncomfortable. You start feeling like, this is a mistake. I think I'm going the wrong way. I want to turn around. You start losing faith. And again, you get irritated and you start getting frustrated. But sometimes, right, it's not you. Sometimes the people who are to accompany you on your journey are held up by their own warfare. And this is why it's important for you to ask the Creator to also allow your journey mates to be covered and guided and protected as well. When you ask and fast, you can't just ask for yourself and your family specifically. You have to ask for guidance and protection and blessings. You have to cover everyone that is connected to you in prayer, okay? Because remember, your life is not about you. And sometimes you allow yourself to get caught up, right? Sometimes you allow yourself to be in complicated situations because you lack the patience and or the understanding and just the overall desire to complete the assignment. So you have to understand that everything you're doing is not just affecting you. Everything and everyone connected to you is affected by your movement, by your thought process, by your behavior, by everything you do. Your life is not about you. That's important for you to remember, simply because you need to realize that everybody has an assignment and a task, and the people that are related to you may not be in alignment. They may be in the wrong places, the wrong relationships, with the wrong behavior, in the wrong places, right? You are held up by that as well. Your journey is attached to so many things outside of yourself that are beyond your control. We talked about that, right? So sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's your journey mates. In the meantime, once again, your job is to focus on what you can control. What can you do? You can only do these things within your own scope, within your bounds, right? You don't want to step outside of bounds because you're irritated or because you're impatient, right? Because what happens is you start doing things you shouldn't be doing. You start being around people you shouldn't be around. You start doing a lot of things that you really don't need to do just because you're not understanding that it's not you in the wrong at this particular point, Sometimes it really is that you need to just hold on, give the Creator a little bit more time to put things in the right perspective. In a good way to find this out, other than fasting and praying and paying attention and waiting for the answer, is to simply just do what it is that you can do. Obviously, some things are a little bit easier to do. Some things are a little bit harder to refrain from. Some things are a little harder to understand and conceptualize. And the Creator knows that. You get credit from God for what you do, right? If you don't know, if you don't understand, you can't be penalized for it. But if you lack the desire, you need to find out why. It could be a curse. It could be a cycle. It could just be you being in the wrong environment, right? All of those things matter when it comes to timing in your alignment, in your assignment. Some people are just here to cause hell, right? And get in your way. And you're going to run into that without a doubt. You're going to run into people, places, and situations that are designed to distract you and slow you down. Your job is to identify what is in your way and what is not. And you have to try your hardest to not get annoyed. That is the number one thing. Don't get annoyed. Okay? Don't start cussing God. And this is normal, right? To get frustrated. But the main thing is to ask God to assist you through that. Help you understand your movement, your ways, how to get a grip, right, of this thing, and how to really navigate this thing. And I would like to add this. It's your job to stay on top of your job, right? It's normal to slip and fall. You know, God is going to give you credit for that as well. We get grace in every situation. I mean, even in situations when we're being disobedient, we still get coverage. This is what makes God so good. He's so merciful and forgiving and caring and loving and kind. And a lot of the times we forget that because we get caught up with life and the misunderstandings and the things that are meant to stop us and block us. They start taking over and consuming our very being, and then we lose sight. So I am going to encourage you to not even look for your people. When God is ready for you to start making certain moves, the people will come, the ideas will come, the venues will come, the money will come, the energy will come. Everything is going to start to gravitate towards you when it's time to start moving. And these people are not going to be exactly like you. So that's the thing. You need to be able to really, really discern what God is doing with you and your new people and your soul tribe and your soul family, and just how to get a grip on your emotions and not react to the things that have nothing to do with the calling, that have nothing to do with the assignment. It's your responsibility to bless the people that are connected to you. If you are the one that is anointed, if you are the one with the higher level of consciousness, if you are the one with the Creator's attention or the relationship with the Creator, right? Or if the Creator has your attention, for lack of better terms, it is your job to pray, to fast, to believe, to put your foot on the pavement, to put the work in. It's your responsibility to get the movement going in the spirit and in the physical. Of course, God is going to do what He does, but you also have a duty. And in order for the right people to come in, you have to have motion so they can come towards you. If you're just sitting still, and I'm lying, because sometimes you can just sit still and do nothing and they'll come, right? But your faith, your prayer is the movement in the spirit. Your ability to understand, because sometimes you don't have to understand, you just have to be obedient, right? But your ability to understand the assignment is the main concept here. Most of the time, your tribe is not going to look like you, talk like you, think like you, be in your age group, be in your socioeconomic status. They're going to have things that you need that you do not possess, whether they are fruits of the spirit, whether they are different, resources, whether it's just an overall essence, right? No matter what it is. And when I say essence, I mean the energy that is required to get the thing moving, whatever that thing is that God is pulling you towards. Everyone needs a team. Yes, there are some things that you can do alone, but when God has a plan, you're not going to be by yourself for long. So that's why you do the isolation period initially, to get the relationship with God, to get the lessons, to get the inner and the under and the overstanding, to get the ideas and the concepts, to get everything gathered on your side. So by the time you link up with your tribe, you are halfway there. You're a quarter way there. You're 75% there. That quarter is the people, and that's going to take you the rest of the way through the finish line. Sometimes your job is to just be you and do what it is that you do. And as you journey, you're going to start meeting people, learning things, going new places, coming up with new ideas, changing. You're going to evolve. You're going to become more kind, more patient, more understanding. And sometimes you may get a little more rough depending on the assignment. All of that is motion. You can start scribing, start writing the things down that have been coming to you, that keep coming up, that you know for sure this is the Creator giving you a sign, your instructions from the angels. It's not a big deal to not understand what the end goal is, right? What is a big deal is to constantly get information and not take heed. This is how you get knocked out of focus. This is how you get knocked out of bounds. And this is how you start falling short. This is where the error comes in. When you start wasting the time that you have been gifted with on things that have nothing to do with the purpose. This is where depression sits in. This is where being stagnant comes in. This is where you start being broke. And I mean broke, like broken. Your spirit, your heart, your mind, and your finances start to wither away. Everything starts to dry out and die out because you're not putting the energy behind the messages, the correlations, the relationships, the ideas. Writing it down is better than having the idea and not even speaking about it. Speaking about it, and depending on who you say it to, gotta be careful with that as well. Speaking about it is more important than acting like you haven't even been communicated with. You have intel all around you. You have intel within you. So there is no way that once the Creator is hinting on something, you're going to miss it. He will keep reminding you. And when you are sure that you're sure, you cannot start second guessing. You can't start denying. You can't start losing faith, because that starts to cause backward motion. We want to be moving forward. We want to be looking at the end result, the end goal, right? What is the ultimate goal? Okay, I don't know how to get there, but I can see these next 6 steps. They're a little bit highlighted, okay? So I may not see 14 steps ahead. I may not see 8, but I can see the 6 that are right ahead of me. So let me just go ahead and take those 6 steps. And when I get there, more than likely, what's next will come. It's one step at a time. Don't rush it. Take your time. You are waiting for your people. If you have been doing all that you can, it's not just you. Sometimes God is making you wait purposely. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all weekend. I hope y'all been drinking y'all water. eating y'all fruit and vegetables, and sipping on y'all own tea. Why? Because it's free. All right, I love y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.